Have you ever found yourself wondering why some people fall for you so deeply, so intensely, that it feels like fate? Is it your sense of humor, your appearance, the way you carry yourself? Or could it be something far more mysterious, something rooted deep within the layers of the human soul? Psychologist Carl Jung, one of the most influential thinkers of the 20th century, believed that love doesn't strike at random. That rush of connection, the butterflies, the unshakable pull, it all stems from forces most of us don't even realize are at work. Jung proposed that love happens for only two profound reasons, and neither has to do with surface-level traits. They emerge from the architecture of the unconscious mind. This isn't about fairy tales or love at first sight. It's about understanding the powerful psychological mechanisms that guide who we're drawn to and why. What you're about to uncover could completely change how you see love, attraction, and even your own relationships. In this breakdown, we're going to explore Jung's deep ideas on projection, the anima and animus, and how you might be serving as more than just a person in someone's life. You might be a living symbol of their inner world. Prepare to go far beyond appearances, into the shadows of the psyche, where the real reasons behind love are waiting to be revealed. We like to believe that love happens by chance, a look across the room, a sudden spark, a cosmic accident. But Carl Jung would argue otherwise. That feeling of instant connection, it's rarely random. Beneath the spontaneity lies a silent order, a psychological design shaped by years of emotional experiences, unmet needs, and hidden desires. What we think is destiny is often our unconscious mind drawing us towards someone who embodies something we've buried, forgotten, or longed for. Behind every sudden attraction is an unseen pattern, an inner roadmap guiding us to specific people for reasons that go beyond the conscious mind. This is where Jung introduces one of his most powerful concepts, projection. Each of us carries within us a collection of unconscious images, memories, desires, wounds, and potentials. These fragments live deep in our psyche. They're parts of who we are, who we used to be, and who we wish to become. And although we might not be aware of them, they don't disappear. They lie in wait, searching for a way to express themselves. Then it happens. We meet someone whose presence resonates with those hidden fragments. The connection feels electric, mystical even. But here's the twist. It's not truly them we're seeing. It's a reflection of ourselves. They become the mirror. Imagine someone who has spent most of their life being cautious, afraid to speak up, emotionally reserved, hesitant to take risks. Then one day they encounter someone who radiates boldness. This person speaks their truth with no apologies, moves with confidence, and lives without fear of judgment. The cautious individual feels an instant magnetism. That reaction isn't just admiration, it's a form of resonance. The bold person awakens something dormant inside them, a quality they've long repressed. The attraction is real, but the driving force behind it isn't just chemistry, it's the unconscious mind responding to what it needs in order to grow. This works both ways. Someone may feel drawn to you not because of your talents, looks, or status, but because you represent a quality they've lost or never developed. You unknowingly become the missing piece, an emotional key that fits perfectly into a lock they didn't even know existed. This brings us to the first profound reason people fall in love with you. This isn't simply about opposites attract. It's about opposites exposing absence. A deeply rational person might be drawn to someone emotionally expressive. An introvert could fall head over heels for an outgoing, spontaneous soul. A person living by structure might feel captivated by someone who embraces chaos. But here's where it gets tricky. If they don't realize that what they admire in you is a trait they could cultivate in themselves, they may become dependent. They cling to you, not out of genuine love, but from an unconscious need to feel whole. And the moment that need fades, or the moment your real, imperfect self begins to show through, the illusion can shatter. The bond that once felt like destiny begins to dissolve. That's the hidden danger of projection. It creates a fantasy, a relationship rooted in an idealized image that real life cannot sustain. But Jung didn't stop at projection. He went deeper into the mythic core of the human psyche, introducing two powerful internal archetypes, the anima and animus. In Jungian psychology, every man carries an unconscious image of the feminine within him, his anima. Every woman, conversely, holds an unconscious image of the masculine, her animus. These aren't just preferences or social expectations, they're ancient psychological blueprints, shaped by early experiences with parents, cultural symbols, and collective human memory. These archetypes evolve over time, silently influencing our emotional responses and romantic preferences. And then one day, we meet someone who seems to embody that inner figure perfectly. When that happens, the attraction can feel overwhelming. There's a haunting familiarity to it, like you've known them forever, even if you've only just met. The second reason someone falls deeply for you is this. You awaken a powerful unconscious image they've carried inside for years. This image doesn't have to align with your appearance or personality. It's your essence, your energy, the symbolic role you play. You activate something within them they didn't even realize was there. The emotional intensity feels irrational, sudden, and intense. But that's because you've become the living embodiment of a psychic pattern they've long held. To their unconscious mind, you're not just a person, you're a symbol, a sacred idea, and this is where it becomes both beautiful and dangerous, because when someone falls in love with an image, they're not truly seeing you. They're seeing the story they've written in their minds. You become the canvas, the projection screen for their hopes, needs, and unresolved emotions. But what happens when the real you begins to emerge? Eventually, your true self shows up. The human parts, the flaws, the contradictions, and when that happens, the fantasy starts to unravel. What once felt divine becomes confusing. What once seemed perfect now appears flawed. Disillusionment sets in. The emotional high collapses under the weight of truth. This is why so many intense love affairs start with fireworks and end in chaos. They were never rooted in real connection. They were archetypal scripts attempting to play themselves out in the physical world. But no living person can be an archetype forever. Still, this doesn't mean those relationships were meaningless. Jung didn't see projection as a failure. He believed it was essential to our evolution. Love isn't just an emotional experience, it's a psychological turning point. Each person we fall for serves as a mirror, reflecting something vital that we need to confront in ourselves. Some partners mirror our untapped strengths. Others expose our deepest insecurities. Some inspire creativity. Others stir fear. But each plays a role in accelerating the process Jung called individuation, the journey of becoming whole. When someone falls in love with you, they may believe they're seeing magic in you. And in a way, they are. But the real magic lies in what you've awakened inside of them. You're not just a person. You're a symbol, a doorway, a catalyst for change. And the same applies in reverse. The people you fall in love with, especially the ones who shake you to your core, who challenge you, who leave you changed, aren't random. They're carriers of meaning, messengers. They represent the next chapter of your psychological and emotional growth. Some people enter your life to awaken what's been asleep. Others show you the parts of yourself you've avoided. Some will crack open your heart so you can finally face what you've long buried. Not all of these connections are meant to last. Some are meant to disrupt. Some are meant to help you break toxic patterns. Jung called them synchronistic encounters, connections that might seem accidental on the surface, but are deeply significant beneath. When someone shows up at exactly the right moment and stirs intense emotion, it's not just coincidence. It's a sign. Your soul is ready, and change is already underway. So why does someone fall in love with you? It's not simply because of your smile, your wit, or your charisma. It's because you either reflect something they desperately need, or you awaken something they've long forgotten. In both cases, the love isn't truly about you. It's about the self, trying to evolve. The same is true for you. You're drawn to those who mirror your missing parts, who carry, knowingly or not, the keys to your next phase of growth. But here's the danger. If you remain unaware of these unconscious patterns, you'll stay stuck. You'll chase the same types, relive the same heartbreaks, repeat the same illusions. You might believe you're cursed in love, when in truth, your unconscious is trying to teach you a lesson you haven't yet learned. According to Jung, the path forward is awareness. When you understand your projections, your inner archetypes, your emotional patterns, you stop looking for someone to complete you. You start the process of becoming complete on your own. From that place, love transforms. It's no longer about fantasy or fear. It becomes something grounded, authentic, and freeing. Because in the end, the deepest kind of love isn't about finding the perfect partner. It's about awakening the hidden parts of yourself that were waiting all along. You don't just fall in love with others. You fall in love with the version of yourself that they reveal.